Welcome to the webinar. We just hit record for the replay later on. So thanks for those that did come early. I know we talked about a little bit about where you guys are in your business and where, what part of the country you're from. But let's jump into the content. This is the most honest webinar on real estate marketing ever. And this webinar is nothing like you've attended before because you're not going to learn some kind of gimmick advertising thing that's going to get you to buy something. I'm laying out what companies are trying to sell to you, why it probably doesn't work, and this webinar will help you save hundreds or thousands of dollars by just understanding what companies are trying to sell you, why it might not work, and to just ask better questions. It will help you just know a little bit more info on what is out there. Commitment from you. I would like for you guys to listen to this webinar to really take away some of the details. Multitasking is a miss. It's ruined me on multiple occasions. I've tried, and just focus on one thing. It's the way to go. You'll get a lot more done. Trust me on that. Here's a cool article that Inman did on me, just a little social proof so you guys can see I actually know what I'm talking about. If you head over to Inman and just search for my name, this article will come up that they did last May. And they even said how I plan to take over the world city by city by reclaiming lead generation. Not sure that world domination is on my mind. That would be really cool. But it's a cool read on what I was up to and kind of what I put together here. So my brokerage right now is doing this unmarketing campaign where they are kind of taking the new age approach to real estate, and I think this webinar fits in beautifully with that. My mission right now is to help 5,000 agents build a real estate business, and we're going to jump into that in this webinar, but that's going to be my cap for this. We'll see how it goes. My promise to you is that I'm going to tell you the truth today on absolutely everything, and you'll take away knowledge to save thousands or grow your business. That's really what I think is missing with social media. You can fake so much and pretend you know all this great stuff, but in the end, they're just trying to sell you something and they have no experience. And I think we need to bring honesty and truth back into the business. That's what I'm going to do here, and I hope you guys agree that honesty is the best policy. So here it goes. Online advertising is the way to survive the online purge. But there's only one way to succeed, and that's to do it yourself. We're going to go into that in detail here coming up, but the internet purge, that's what I'm calling it. Technology has this great ability to take an industry where, say, 100% of the people are working in it and simplify it, make it better, improve it, and before you know it, the top 5% have all the business and the other 95% fell away. That's kind of what technology does in literally every industry out there, and we've dealt with Zillow for a long time. I'm sure you guys have experience with that. They don't have the customer service figured out, but just this month, Amazon announced they're getting into real estate in some capacity, and Amazon has a track record of really improving industries for the customer while cutting out waste in between. They also just bought Whole Foods for a quick $13 billion, but we'll see what happens over the next 10 years. I'm focused on just lead generation right now. Lead generation, lead conversion, and then I just refer out the business because I am licensed in so many states. I can literally make more money just referring out the leads for my 30-35%, depending on how serious they are, and just doing that in multiple states. So I do this all day, every day. It's literally 100% of my business. Online advertising is not complicated. It's you can really succeed in a huge way by not paying monthly fees for advertising. You don't have to be tech savvy anymore. Cold calling and door knocking, a lot of coaches are still teaching that. That's something that really bothers me because 20, 30 years ago, that worked. That's how you network. That's how you got business. People were happy to get phone calls at home and to get people visit their house. But I've worked with agents and they have 1-star reviews online because they door knocked the neighborhood. somebody was in a bad mood, wrote a bad review, and that cost them the next 5 deals because you search for them online and it's a 1-star review. So people like to be contacted in different ways, and you can succeed just by contacting people the way they want to be contacted nowadays. You can succeed without spending thousands of dollars a month, and you don't need a large database. Moving from city to city and doing real estate in multiple states and cities, I didn't have family, I didn't have a database, I didn't have friends, I didn't have a network. I start from scratch every time I go to a new city, and still did 176 sites last year. Let's get social. Facebook.com/RealStefanWinter. Sometime in mid-late July, starting a new series called the Daily Real Estate Minute. It's going to be actionable, quick 1-minute videos every day. So go ahead and follow me on Facebook if you do not already. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, all of them are right there. I know a lot of you don't use Snapchat, but they just allowed, you can do custom geofilters now, and you can actually send people to websites and capture information now. So big changes there, big opportunity, because Facebook, I know everybody's teaching that. It's easy to do, but honestly, it's oversaturated at this point. So time to move on. I've tried everything in real estate, buying leads, coaches, courses, you name it. I've spent money in it. And here's a couple things I took away. Most of them are about 80% motivation. It's make more phone calls, knock on more doors, and you'll get more business, which does work. If you weren't making phone calls before and now you are, it's kind of a no-brainer that you make more business or get more business. But, I mean, who wants to pay money to be motivated? The fact that I can make money always motivated me enough, so it's just kind of why pay to be motivated. I hope many of you can get the motivation from succeeding in business alone. A lot of the courses, they teach very basic information, and to stand out, you really need to market like the Fortune 500 companies. You've gone to Lowe's.com, looked at a refrigerator. Now every website you go to, you see advertisement from Lowe's about a refrigerator. That's branding, and that's super cheap. Most of the time, even free to do that. You just gotta set it up, but nobody's teaching that kind of how the big companies market, and guess what? They're succeeding in selling product or getting your business, so it works. You just have to market like a Fortune 500 company. Lastly, they cost a lot, and this is mostly talking about buying leads. I did it 4 years ago. I lost money on it. A lot of people I talk to lose money on buying leads from Zillow or Realtor.com, but we're going to jump into that in a bit, actually. There are people that succeed. We're going to cover why. Our agenda today, I'm going to teach you 3 things that I see everywhere and why they don't work: buying leads, courses, and buying advertising done for you. Those are the three things that people sell to us, and we're going to cover why they don't work. At the end, I've got a special surprise for you, so if you stay until the end, I think you'll really appreciate it, especially if you've struggled in business before. I think you'll enjoy it. I want to take a second and talk about my history, so you know that who you're talking to. If you haven't read the Inman article, again, check it out. Just search for my name on Inman. It's a good article. But growing up, I had one dream probably since middle school, and it was to be an entrepreneur. Now, in today's world, everybody wants an entrepreneur, but probably 0.5% of people actually are willing to stick it out and do the work. I had 3 friends in high school. We all wanted to be millionaires and be an entrepreneur, and everyone except me ended up just falling in place, getting a job, and that's where they work now. I'm the only one that stuck it out, so it's a lot of heartaches. And speaking of that, as soon as my dream was within reach, I was ripped from my hands. I literally failed 4 times, and I don't mean slightly failed in business. I mean, I've lived in not so great hotels for months on end. I've been not had a place to sleep for a couple times. So I built all this real estate in multiple states and all the other businesses that I've built from literally nothing at all, and I mean nothing. So anybody really can do it. Um, all this failure, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I was literally on a bus, and I thought, how am I going to do that? I've before that I've attempted college 3 different times, and I dropped out within a month every single time because I knew the information I was learning in business was outdated, not relevant, and it just, why spend money on that and sit in class? So I studied online and not online school. I became a Google partner by taking the exams with Google, taking the classes with Google, so I can actually resell the advertisement. And don't worry, I'm not going to sell that to you guys, so no monthly fees. That will kill your business. But I became a Google partner doing that. I literally got licensed in 3 states. Right now I'm active in Nevada and Illinois. My Ohio license is inactive. That's going to be active again later this month. I've completed school for California and New York, which I'll be licensed probably within the next 60 days here, and then Pennsylvania will be my last state ever, mostly because the CE credits are getting a little bit out of hand, even with 3 states at this point. So I don't want to be a full-time CE taker. So 6 states will be it for me. Currently living in Pennsylvania, literally just moved 2 weeks ago, so big changes for me. But I did all this myself. Again, no college, nothing. Google partner, did Facebook for Business courses. I actually created my own media company that sells advertising to other companies outside of real estate. But I did all of it from scratch. No education, just hard work and a lot of studying and trial and error. What happened after that? Well, I closed 176 sites in 2016. I did only did 5 of those myself just because they were people I know. All the rest I referred out, and I'm sure if you do the math, the price point I focus on in cities is usually 250 plus, and you can divide that out however you want, but referring out for 30 to 40%, I make more money than just about most real estate agents in the country, and I can do it from anywhere. I worked from vacation a lot doing it. I do the lead generation. My girlfriend does most of the lead follow-up, and we build other businesses on the side, but it's great income. Did all this without paying management advertising fees. We didn't buy any leads, and we were not limited to zip codes. We can advertise wherever we want, wherever we're licensed, and it's pretty awesome. Let's get started and get into what doesn't work here. Buying leads. It sounds so good. Once in a while, I'll call Zillow or Realtor.com, get the sales pitch just so I can stay up to date on what they're saying. But here's something to ask yourself, and this literally pretty much sums up what you should ask them on the phone when they're trying to sell you something. Why did the agent that had the zip code that became available stop paying for it? And if you think about it that way, I'm sure the answer is pretty simple. They either made no money on it or lost money. Hopefully they broke even. And on the next slide here at the bottom, it says it does work for some. There's an agent in one of the offices I'm a member at. He pays a good $12,000 a month to Zillow, and he is making money off it because he's bought all the zip codes kind of in the area over time. But the agents that got the zip codes at first, the really good zip codes, yes, they're making money, and those are the ones that they're advertising and telling you about. But the ones that become available, there's a reason the agent that had it before you is not paying for them anymore, and it's that they lost money. I bought 2 zip codes maybe 4 years ago, and I didn't close a single deal from an entire year-long contract with them. It just does not work. It's luck of the draw on if you get someone or not. This is a recent call I had with Realtor.com. They were offering me $530 a month, and that would get me a guaranteed 180 leads for the entire year. These leads are not more qualified than what you can go out and generate yourself, and it's connecting the real estate agent to the consumer again. That's what I focus on. It's taking out all the middle companies trying to make money, connect consumer with real estate agent, and that's it. That's the simplest and cheapest way of doing it. Everybody ends up happier because you know the market. They're not dealing with other people. Really simple. And you're limited to the one zip code that they'd offered me. And I'll tell you, for $530, I can get twice the leads in 1 month. And again, they're not more qualified. It's just luck of the draw. The next thing, the courses. And if you're on Facebook, I'm sure, and you have realtor or real estate agent as your job description, or Keller Williams, Realty One Group, Remax, whatever it may be, you've seen the courses that people are trying to sell you about Facebook advertising. And even coaches out there charging a couple $100 a month for coaching. If you start researching them, there is one thing that's really scary. Most of them have never held a real estate license or have done a single transaction in real estate ever. Now, if you've been in real estate any amount of time, I think you agree that it's a pretty special skill to do advertising for real estate. It's a whole different ball game. We have strict laws we have to follow. It's probably the priciest product that anybody's ever going to buy or sell. And the conversion process, the help process, it's different than selling a $15 t-shirts using online ads. So it's really interesting that they're marketing to agents and that's what they teach, but they've never experienced what it's like to buy or sell. So I always kind of get a kick out of that. It's interesting, and I've taken some of the courses just for research purposes. So you do learn stuff, but it's very basic information. It's the basics of Facebook that you'd use to sell a t-shirt, not to get somebody to buy or sell a house that they're only doing once every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. It's very different, and I'm sure you agree with that if you're in the business. Now, my favorite, buying advertising. Here's a bunch of stuff companies have tried to sell me on. The two biggest ones are Facebook paid traffic, Facebook ads, and Google ads. And there's a story in here somewhere. Only you can succeed at this online advertising thing. And this is my favorite story from an agent at a Keller Williams office I'm a member at. She was all excited. She just had a phone call. She bought from this company. They offered her $200 a month plus the cost of advertising, and they would be on the front page of Google. And this is the story behind it. $200 a month, if we multiply that out, that's $2,400 a year, plus the cost of ads, to be on the front page of Google. If you drill this company down and see what they're doing, is they're setting up a Facebook text ad, and that alone gets you on the front page of Google. The whole concept of Google Ads is that you're paying to have your ad on the front page of Google, above the organic results, at the top, possibly the right column. You've seen the ads when you search on Google. That's literally the entire concept. There's no need to pay $200 a month, and they lock you into a year-long contract. There's no need to pay that. You could go and create the worst Google ad ever in history, and you'd be on the front page of Google. It's ridiculous. Plus, you don't pay unless somebody clicks on it. So even if it's the worst ad, and you only one person clicks on it the entire month, at least you're only spending $2, and that's the total cost you've paid. You don't pay unless somebody clicks. So it's it bothers me that that's what people are getting sold on. I'd call this, it's not, you can't call it a scam because they are delivering something, but it's as close to a scam as I think you can get, taking advantage of somebody that's not tech savvy and going with it. There's the story time again. Google Ads are powerful. You can literally beat Zillow with Google Ads, but it can't be a basic text ad. If you don't know, Zillow has a YouTube channel. They create how to buy a house, how to sell a house videos, and other how-to videos that millions of people do watch. With Google Ads, you can, and no company offers this because you as a local agent, you have the local knowledge. So you have to do this yourself, and you get great conversion. You don't pay unless you get a lead from it or a click from it. So here's one of the ways we're beating Zillow. For all the states I'm in, I will create a quick 30-second kind of video about my real estate team or how we handle things, and what we can target it so specifically that it will only show in front of a video for Zillow for anybody that lives within 25 miles of the zip code I'm targeting. So they go to watch this video on Zillow. Zillow is spending millions of dollars a month advertising their videos. Somebody clicks on it. They go to the video. Right before the Zillow video, my ad plays with the local market knowledge. I'm doing the video in their local, kind of the local outdoor shopping center, the local park, a place they recognize, so they see that I'm a local expert and I sell my brand to them. Now after that, the Zillow video plays, but my goal is to, in the video I have, send them to my website or my how to buy YouTube video, because then they're in my ecosystem, and done right with the right follow-up and conversion and tools, they'll never go back to Zillow again. So Zillow just advertised to someone, they paid money to get them to their YouTube channel, and I stole them. And if you're a local agent for a while, you know that you can sell your area better than Zillow can with a generic video to buyers. So there is ways to beat Zillow with a really low cost. I hope you guys see with just those 3 quick things that online ads do work, but you can't have a national company do them for you. You have to do it with your local knowledge, which saves you the monthly fees, and it works. It works amazingly. It's connecting the consumer back with the agent. We're cutting out all the middle people, and that's the way to succeed and get all the business you want in all the zip codes you want. You would be in full control. So I'm going to offer you guys the entire formula with no monthly fees right here on everything I do, from the tools I use to the ads I run to the absolutely everything I do in my business, with 100% honesty upfront on everything, which goes back to the courses. A lot of these people, if you look at the landing pages, for example, that they recommend, somehow it is the company that has the largest affiliate payout to them, or after you buy their course, now they're making money off you buying their accounts with various formulas. And me being in real estate myself and being a fellow realtor in multiple states, for me, I am honestly going to just 100% honesty say, hey, I use this company for my website, they do not pay me a penny, or I use this company and they give me $5 or whatever it may be. I'm 100% upfront honest about what I use and if I get a cut or not, and I'll tell you, most of them they don't give me anything, but they are the best companies to use. So step by step, the entire process. I'm setting up a team in Las Vegas right now, which is a very competitive market, but if you want to follow along the entire process from setting it up, we're going to get started July 18th on a Tuesday here. Setup and marketing is step 1. Step 2 is leads, and step 3 is follow-up. The only thing I won't be doing is actually doing the contract and listing the houses. I have already picked some people in Las Vegas from my office that are going to do that part, but I'm sure if you're a local agent, you know how to do the contracts. You just need the people to do contracts for. Smart entrepreneurs take the fast lane to succeed, so I call this the Real Entrepreneur System, and you're going to watch me build a team. Here's what we're covering. Module 1, Tools and Systems, this is going to be Tuesday. You're going to watch me set up everything from websites, the home valuation sites. I use a system to literally track every expense to every income. It predicts my cash flow. It predicts my cash flow, future income for the next 6 months, which is very important if you're treating it like a business. To see your cash flow, it takes care of taxes. Great system. So creating social networks, social profiles, every tool I use, every system I use to build my business. Module 2, we're going to cover Facebook and Instagram ads plus other social networks. We're not just going to do the basics. This is going to be professional business level marketing on Facebook, but you learn how to do it yourself. So again, no monthly fees. Every penny you spend goes towards a lead that you can convert into a closed transactions. Gonna cover it step by step, setting it up. Module 3, this is a big one. We're going to jump into Google Analytics, Google Ads, and not just text ads that everyone teaches. We're going to do video, YouTube, display network ads, tracking, conversion, remarketing. We're going to cover everything of how a multi-billion-dollar company like Lowe's or Nike operates their ads. We're going to cover it all. Module 4, this is where it gets good, websites and seller lead generation. I know all of us are excited for seller leads. All the markets I'm in right now, it's a crazy market where sadly people are skipping home inspections and just buying as is, which is scary. But we're even going to go into mobile apps, and no, all the brokerages I'm with give me a mobile app. I literally go out and buy my own, because that is the best way to get people into your ecosystem and not go to Zillow or Realtor.com. And you don't have to buy any of the tools I use. If you want to stick with your website or use it your way, that's fine. You can still learn all this advertising and it will work. This is just how I set up all of my cities. Module 5, we're going to talk about follow-up and converting the leads to business. Now, being honest, let's cover this. I'm not going to promise you the world. You're not going to be a millionaire this year. You're probably not going to be a millionaire next year. Online lead generation, connecting the consumer to the realtor, most of these people are 6 months, a year out from actually listing. I've worked with agents. I've even taught a Bold coach. He uses me for his technology training. But this is, all these other companies are promising you the world. I'll tell you up front, you can get lucky. I've worked with people that had a listing within 2 weeks, but 95% of the leads, and you'll get daily leads, but a lot of them are 6 months plus out from listing. So next year is when this starts compounding, and my 176 deals, that's year 2 of marketing. So it's not instant, but this is the cheapest way to build a business that's predictable, that gives you income year-round, and you don't not do any deals and later in the year around the holidays. So that's being honest, and if you value honesty, I hope that makes sense to you. But frequently asked questions, can you connect with others doing the course? We do have a Facebook mastermind that you'll get access to by Monday the 18th if you choose to join. But I'm not done yet. This is group 1 after one test group last year that the Inman article talks about. This is my first Realtrepreneur group of teaching. So for taking the trust in me, even though I have the Inman article and social proof, and you can look up that I'm licensed and all that good stuff, I will say that I'm going to give you, for all I know, I'm the only course that offers a 60-day money-back guarantee. And again, honest and upfront, I'll refund your money, no questions asked. Here's the fine print in not so fine detail right at the bottom right. All I ask that if you run a Facebook ad on $5 a day for 7 days and you don't get multiple leads, then I'll refund the money. The Bold coach I worked with, and if you're with Keller Williams, you know Bold coaches are pretty good in real estate. When I set this up for him, he had a lead before before I left the office. So it works fast. I know that if you follow the steps, then you're not gonna miss out. Everything you get to enroll today, you're going to get access to the live webinar starting July 18th. There's going to be 5 of them, as we just went over. There's also an online course portion where I'll upload edited videos that show the mouse clicks and in more detail how to do the more complex stuff like Google Analytics and AdWords. And I give that a $2,400 value just because the company that calls and sells to do it for you, that's their fee for a year. You're going to have access to that forever. The best tools to run your business, I've spent thousands going from one provider to another. I finally found the best. We're going to go over that. Again, you don't have to use those tools. It's just what I found. I think this is a great course for both a new agent that needs everything set up and wants to do the best right away, and for somebody that has a database, they just need more business and learn how to advertise. There's a private mastermind community where we can network with each other and give referrals. Follow-up that converts, and monthly technology and marketing webinars. The monthly webinars at the end are just going to go over changes. Again, 2 years ago, Facebook was a no-brainer to advertise in. I think it's getting overpriced. In another year or two, it's not going to be the best platform to get leads anymore. It's going to be Snapchat or something else. So to always be on the latest, that's what I'm going to teach in those webinars perpetually once a month. And I'll tell you, if you're the first one on a platform to market, you have a great advantage of getting leads at the lowest cost and the biggest return because you don't have competition yet. So total value over $7,000. If you were to enroll on the website right now, you'd pay $699 per year, but this being group 1, $200 off if you join by July 17th, which is Monday, but we're also going to make it lifetime access. So this course now is going to be setting up a team in Vegas. I'm going to do California, New York, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania later on this year, and you can follow me set this up in all the cities because you're going to have lifetime access for $499 one time. The coupon code to take the $200 off is going to be group 1, no space, and this is what it looks like. Realtorpreneur.com is hosted on HTTPS, which makes it secure, so no worries there. My tech background allows that. Just put the coupon code in the bottom right there, and that should take the $200 off. It's still going to say every year. I'll take that off in the back end. But other than that, ask yourself this. If this even closes one extra deal every 2 months, would it have been worth it? And you can target as many zip codes as you want for this price. It all works the same. If you're just starting out, still looking at websites, CRMs, tools to use, would it help to know what works, how to set it up and use it at 100% efficiency? And if you get another 100, 500, or 1,000 new leads this year, would that be worth it to you? Again, until July 18th, I'm only doing this for group 1. It's going to be lifetime access. After that, for group 2, later in the year, I'm going to do $699 per year, which is still cheaper than any course that only teaches one of these things is that I found. So if you have questions, feel free to text or call me. This is my cell phone, 702-444-6736. Text message is the best way to get a hold of me. Maybe schedule a call that way, or you can Facebook message me by just going to facebook.com/RealStefanWinter. Click send message in the top right, and that's another quick way for me to respond. Otherwise, the website to join, you can click right below this webinar. It will take you to the checkout page, put in the coupon code, and I'll be in touch within 24 hours. I hope you guys, if you don't want to take action and grow your business, I hope you at least ask better questions on when somebody tries to sell you this marketing and all that. Have a great time, everyone. I'm going to turn off the recording and then answer live questions. So let's jump into it.